Oh wait, it says it's starting to record. It's telling me you being a pervert right now.
Is that what that
one?
Oh, okay.
All right.
What kind of cheese on that?
Let me do my little intro.
Putting cheese on them buns.
Today, me and my homies,
cheese on the bun.
Rick and Ricky, we're gonna talk about Time Cop.
Oh yeah, we are.
I mean, the theme with this is rose-colored glasses because we've all seen this movie before, but we went back to check it out to review it. So let me set the scene for this. We're doing Time Cop, Brews with the crew. Everybody here drinks. We all gonna toast. Time Cop came out September 1994. Starring Van Damme, of course.
Van Damme.
Mia Sarah from Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Legend. Ron Silver, who y'all might not think y'all recognize, but if you saw The Arrival with Charlie Sheen, he was the bad guy in that.
Okay.
Bruce McGill. That guy was he was like a background character in like mad movies. He got work. And Gloria Rubin, the lady you can't tell whether she's just mixed or light skinned.
Okay. The other cop or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I gotta ask my standard questions, but I'm gonna switch it up. A little summary. How would you? I'm gonna start with you, Rick, since you're in my upper left-hand corner.
If you're gonna start with me, I'm gonna start with you. Hold up.
Okay.
Now I gotta get ready.
Oh yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah. Damn. It's on. All right. I am Time Cop ready.
All right, cool. If you were to describe without spoilers, just a little summary, 2 or 3 sentences. Hey, I want to see Time Cop. What's that shit about? Should I go check it out? Blah blah blah.
It's about a cop that goes in time.
Yeah.
To police people and bring their backers back.
All right. What is it? Is it high
See
or
it.
not? Okay, cool.
See it.
Ricky, I need you to do the same thing. Give me a little recap.
It's about a cop.
What did he do?
Who eventually becomes a time cop.
I
guess through a gap in time I'm not aware of, becomes an experienced time cop. Where in this movie he don't bring nobody back.
No. Oh, you can't. No. Details, bro. So, with all that said, would you check it out, Ricky? Would you recommend I look at this movie?
If you like Van Damme, you like an action movie, this is as good as it's gonna get for Van Damme. Like if you
let him finish. Let him have the podium.
This is the ceiling.
You gotta let him, dog.
Two different things. It's not a good movie. But this is as good as it's gonna get for Van Damme.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take what Rick did, I'm gonna take what Ricky did, and I'm gonna say, if you want crime, 90s as quality as it gets, Van Damme, and you like, should I fuck with Time Cop? You better, because if you watch anything else,
Yeah, okay.
And I would recommend a thumb. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give this movie a solid thumbs up because I didn't feel like watching this. It made it tarnished my memories. I was like, damn, this is pretty much what I remember. I like what I forgot, and it was like, yeah. So I'm gonna say,
Oh, so you got 2 thumbs. See, that's the thing. I'm giving it 1 up, 1 down. Like you don't get both thumbs up.
I'm gonna give it 1 up.
That's an overwhelming recommendation. 2 thumbs up. Yeah, because like it's compared to a good movie.
Oh no,
wait, Chris. Compared to a good movie, how close to a good movie is it? Like, think of a good movie in your mind, a movie you like, and think of Time Cop. And where do they stand with each other?
But hold up, are you talking about a good movie in 1994 or whatever? Or
yes,
a good action
I get where he's going.
In the 90s compared to this movie, where does it stand? Because I'm like in a bubble.
I think it's still up there.
Great action movie in general. I've seen way many more.
Ricky, you cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, you are.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Here's why I stand with it. I think it's because I saw Cyborg and compared to Cyborg.
That's not fair. That is not fair. That is not fair, Rick.
But it's like after that, you can't help but be like, oh my God, this
2 different decades, bro.
I understand.
That's a 6-year difference.
My thing too also is there's some stuff to nitpick at. Which,
yes, we will.
Yes. But in terms of quality or like for a Van Damme, not straight martial arts movie, I think it's at its peak. And there I agree. Like I think if you're looking for a Van Damme out of his element in a sense, yes. If it's not straight martial arts, this is his top like be all movie.
I'm gonna hybrid what you both said. Me and Ricky seem to agree on you got Stallone and Schwarzenegger. I know I keep on bringing them up all the time, but they're in a class above people like Seagal and Van Damme. Their movies, at least.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I do feel like you have to say, as far as Van Damme movies, and then we're golden. I was like you with Cyborg, Rick. I'll say a little bit better. Because I have less to nitpick with this movie. Going into it, knowing what I'm going to get from a 90s Van Damme movie, I was through the roof happy.
Yeah.
I will always say, for Van Damme movie. That's what I
say. Yeah, I'll co-sign that.
All right, so I gotta ask the golden questions. We're gonna start with you, Ricky. I feel like this is gonna be funny. Do you think it holds up?
The first thing I noticed was Van Damme mullet. It does not hold up.
Okay.
Everything about it just seems a little dated, not like in a bad way, just in a this doesn't stand the test of time kind of way.
Okay.
Like, everything looks cheesy. There's plot holes that don't make any sense that people just slide by. There's leaps in time which people just like understand, but no one mentions. Yeah. There's like leaps in logic where it's like A to B.
You get too deep, bro. You get too deep.
Yeah, you can't get too deep yet. You can't get too deep.
My fault. I fucked up again, y'all. We already talked about the title of the movie and we gave our summaries. We didn't toast. That's on me. My fault, y'all.
So let me tell you, you're not gonna want to toast this thing.
Rick, did you try it?
This is like.
Well, hold on. Which one are we doing first?
We're doing the weird shit.
Yeah.
Oh, then I gotta get that one. Hold on.
Don't get the good one. You know what the good one tastes like.
Well, I thought we were going strong, and then we maintained with the.
This is strong, yo.
This is the strongest one.
Oh, yeah, I should have had drink before this. Then okay. I took a couple shots. Yeah.
I tell you right now, Chris, if you didn't like Blue Moon, this is a Black Moon.
Trust me, bro. I anticipated, but you know, I have a tendency to waffle. So once I picked it, I was like, just go for it. You know what I mean? Because I read food pairings, and it was like either get a burger or some chocolate and ice cream. I got all that shit.
That's smart. That's smart because this needs all the help it can get. I just saw what you were doing. This thing tastes like midnight.
Hey, I'm not right. So I might like it.
No, you might like it. You like a stout. You might like it.
I do like my stouts.
Cheers, y'all. Appreciate y'all always getting down with this one.
The time cop.
It tastes like fucking Worcestershire sauce. Oh.
This tastes like a floor of a 7-Eleven.
Rick, I'm gonna need you to rescue this shit after Ricky tears it apart. Please, Ricky, describe that.
Oh, I said it tastes like if you licked the floor of a 7-Eleven.
God.
Whatever hops is, this got hops. I think. I don't know. This is disgusting.
They talked about aging it with coffee and chocolate. It just tastes aged.
Now that you say that, okay.
Yeah.
The coffee don't save it though.
Here's the thing. As a person who loves Guinness, and I do love Guinness.
That's why. Oh God.
This would be
shit.
It's highly acclaimed, by the way. So yeah, you got that. I'm just reading the label.
Let me
You get many swigs?
It's making me sweat unnecessarily.
Oh yeah.
Right, it's got this extra to it that I just don't like. Like I think I could like it.
What do you like?
Oh, I like a lot.
About it.
I think the initial landing of the tongue is okay. But yeah. But then once it sits on the tongue,
I don't want to sit anywhere near me.
Yeah. Once it sits there, you're like, you know what? I don't want that.
I don't like it.
This might be the funkiest 1970s funk band beer I've ever had.
If I ever heard music this funky, I think I'm gonna change my middle name is gonna be my first name. I'm gonna be Leon with a big ass afro with 3 kids.
That core bullshit.
Oh god.
That's what that KBS there for.
Kentucky breakfast stout.
Why is that like an undercover like Russian group that just steal you away at night when you're sleeping? Watch out for the KBS.
They try to steal your flavor. That's what it is. They're like, they ain't never gonna taste good shit again.
I prefer them to rob me than beat my ass like the KGB does and every other Russian organization.
Just beat my taste buds up. Like 1, 2, kick the face.
KBS, this is what they give you the torchy. Yeah, you gonna give us the.
I tell them everything.
This is what you gonna tell us what you need.
Give me a regular fucking beer. All right. Ricky, you said you don't feel like it holds up well. I gotta ask you the second question. Do you feel like it did well for the time?
Yes, it did. I think I looked it up. And
you son of a bitch, you did.
I'm sorry. I like to know things about movies. I think it made a lot more than it cost to make. Is what I saw.
27 million was the budget. 101.6 million was the box office.
So blown away. I feel like it like if you're a Van Damme fan, you have no reason to not want to see this movie and to not like this movie.
That's true.
Yes, that's a fucking perfect description. Yes.
Yeah.
And I've been watching some decent movies recently, and just overall, I wish it was a movie where Van Damme had where everyone could see it and be like, "That's a good movie," regardless of that's a Van Damme movie or not. But this just goes in the pile of that's a good Van Damme movie. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I've yet to see a movie.
I can't think of like
a good movie overall.
I guess you're right. I can't really think of a movie where it's not like, okay, it's good for a Van Damme movie as opposed to this was an overall good movie.
I'm gonna jump off the boat on that one. I do feel like this was an overall good movie. Now, does it rank with other good movies? Fuck no. But I feel like if you watch this movie for 10 minutes, you already know where they're going. And
do we? Because I thought I did know.
Oh no, you mean as far as making sense. What I mean is quality of movie.
Okay,
you there with the movie for 10 minutes, and if you sit through there the whole way, like, man, this had potential. What the fuck was you watching? You knew what you were doing.
Okay.
Listen, I will say one thing. I was happy that the hot chick from Ferris Bueller decided she was gonna go topless. A plus. Because I didn't remember.
We was gonna talk about that too.
Is that a spoiler? No, it's a tidbit people would like to know.
All right, yeah.
All right.
I was happy with it. I was like, "Way to go, girl! Way to go!"
I was definitely happy with that. That's it.
I wouldn't know. I'm almost getting used to it, but every time I think I am, it kicks me in the mouth.
Dog. I'm gonna say this. Y'all know I got the weakest stomach out of all of us. This might be the first episode which I just fucking tap out and get to the fucking, you know what I mean? My stomach gonna be like, bitch, you have another sip of that if you want. It's gonna be up trucks to the boogie, and I don't want that.
I'm gonna finish it, but begrudgingly, like how I do my job.
All right, I will tell you this though, like with Haitians, with drinks like this, you mix it with like some carnation milk and stuff. Get that. I think if you mix it with carnation milk, it might be all right. Put some carnation milk and ice. You gotta put plenty of ice.
Ain't enough ice, baby, for this shit to save anything. I ain't with this. Oh God, I'm gonna have this burger. Yeah.
Woo. I put that over here.
Listen, Time Cop, better than this beer.
Yes. Yes.
But this Van Damme keeps us in the mouth. Is what it is.
But we kick the truth. That ain't saying much. Don't you take this shit unless you one of them stout beer lovers.
And I'm a stout beer lover.
Bless their soul. Bless their soul, you know?
Here's the thing. If we went to a bar and they had this and nothing else, I would gladly take it. Yeah.
I'm walking
I'm
out
like,
of that bar.
I'm like, can we leave? What kind of bar is this? It's like
I'm gonna take one to go because I want to start.
I was like going to a strip club and the only option is she got some shit on her drawers.
No, this is dirty.
What are you trying to say? I've been to shitty strip clubs?
Okay, Rick, do you feel like this movie held up well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And to answer the question, I do too. I was so fucking, Ricky, this is gonna sound dumb. I was so pleased to see Van Damme's mullet was just like I remember. I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know
that's the thing. I agree. I think I felt exactly what I felt back then.
Yeah. This was like nostalgia revisited, not nostalgia destroyed.
Like, okay, yeah. You know. I'll say, unlike Bloodsport, there weren't any parts of the movie where I was like, wow, that feels completely out of place compared to what I remember. Everything was like, okay, I can see. Like, I guess when you watch a child, you just don't think about things too hard. So my adult brain was just like, this doesn't make no sense. But it wasn't like the movie it dipped in quality at all. Like, it was exactly how I would remember it if I remember the movie not being better than what I thought it was.
I had a good feeling we would all agree on it. I was like, I feel like when you sent me the score that you sent me, Rick, did you tell Rick what you gave it? Because I don't want to influence his.
Which Rick?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Ricky, did you tell Rick what you?
No, I didn't tell him. I gave it a 6. Because to me, that's almost as high as you can give a Van Damme movie. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
that's cool, but I remember, I got to ask you something after I asked Rick. Rick, what would you give it, a number?
If I... See, because it's different, because now we're talking about Van Damme movies and we're talking about movies.
Whatever you give it, just justify it.
It's a movie.
I'm going to say, for that time, and I would say a 7.5.
Okay. My thing is this. I was surprised when Ricky gave the movie a 6, only because I remember he gave Bloodsport a 6.5.
Wait, what?
But it holds a special place in his heart.
Okay.
Listen, no. Time Cop better than Bloodsport. In terms of,
I don't agree with that.
No, you can't tell him you don't agree.
He's fine,
you have a difference in opinion.
Okay, yeah.
The score, I will say, was higher because we were just doing this. It was the first movie. I had more time to think about Time Cop than I had Bloodsport. Plus, again, my young Ricky mind loves Bloodsport. So it disappointed in a way where it's like the whole movie wasn't that great, but it still had concentrated Van Damme like in Bloodsport. And they pepper in Van Damme and Time Cop. But the rest of the movie holds up as opposed to it just being a really good action Van Damme movie. Like he get his splits in, he does his roundhouse kick once or twice. But
I think at that.
But it's never concentrated like the reason why I watch a Van Damme movie, which is I want to see him do roundhouse kicks, splits, jumps, backflips, his whole thing. This is him trying to be a legitimate actor as best he can in a movie that isn't that bad.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. Rick, I want to steal your moment. You was going to say something?
Well, going off the Bloodsport thing, see, the difference between with like Bloodsport and this is like, I guess, in to put it simple, like it's a movie.
A more well-rounded movie. It's not just you go see Van Damme kick shit and then fighting for it.
Yes, I feel like if you didn't go see Bloodsport, right? Like if you went to go see Bloodsport and you didn't know it was a movie, you would think you were watching like somebody's like trials and tribulation, like a very bad version. But
okay.
Him,
like
him
that was the worst reality TV ever.
Right? But it's about him getting ready for a match. So it's kind of like Karate Kid-ish. Except Karate Kid is
exactly what you mean.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's focused on just him preparing for a match.
But it's almost like what do you prefer though? Do you prefer like just concentrated action Van Damme?
But that's
you would see Van Damme in a movie because I feel like he can't pull off a movie, but he can pull off
thing.
The like concentrated action thing. Not the movie in terms of like how good it is, but how good Van Damme is in that role.
Like by default,
like even though Bloodsport not that great, the action and why I see it there's more to that than why I watch Time Cop.
Yes. Like it, to co-sign that, like when I like by default to me, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, those are like his best movies because that's what I see him as. I don't see him with all the other extra because I'm like, you're not a good actor.
And this movie definitely showed it.
So it's like minimal acting, more of him training and getting ready. That's him.
What?
Like you killed it, Van Damme.
You gotta blindside people with action so that they don't see you're not that great of an actor.
Yes, like you did very well kicking that tree. You keep kicking that tree.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That was stupid as shit when they had him kicking that tree because no tree is gonna break like that. That tree will break him first. I'm sorry.
Hey, how many trees you kicked? How many trees you kicked?
You kick something else. You kick that fucking tree. That shit was so stupid. And the tree was like,
hey, first of all,
the tree took a dive.
Hey, a man blinded, he takes the time to look back in the past and he comes back full force. You can't knock him. I'm just saying.
Hey, it helped him win that tournament, if we all remember.
Yes. When's the last time you got punched in the face, thought about your childhood days of not wanting to get punched in the face, and then you came back and beat dude up?
All right. For one, I'm going to say this. I'm about to get a monkey, y'all. I'm done with this shit. I'm sorry.
Right. I'm trying to drink this as fast as humanly possible.
I'm gonna be the one to enjoy it.
I'm
so
glad.
We got the Dipper Upper. We got the Race to Finish, and we got the Taking the Time.
Man. Bless your soul, because I can't enjoy this at all. That's that's like picking the best stripper to have sex with. No, I'm sorry. That's like the worst stripper to pay for sex. Having to enjoy the experience, knowing that there's a badder one who's like, I could have did the same thing for the same price, and you like, oh no, I have to get with Rashinda or whatever her name is.
In that situation, Ricky, I'm not finished.
Exactly
like you're doing right now. See?
That's because y'all thinking about all the better ones out there. You just gotta look at the present.
The present is terrible. I don't want to unwrap this present.
That's how you get through it. That's how you get through it. All right, if you take out, we going to spoilers.
Oh no, not yet. I'm sorry.
Listen, at some point we got to, because like I didn't talk about the details of this movie. Because
all right, it's gonna be rapid fire in these categories then. Clearly, I was going to ask you about the acting. You guys feel like it sucks? I feel like it's good.
Oh man.
Okay.
I feel like it's good. Goddamn acting. Acting in this movie, what I was gonna get. Like Rick, we talked about this. We talked about this. In Cyborg, Van Damme, you could tell he was like, I have to play the role. You know?
Yeah.
But if you look at his acting, every now and then, it's a little bit airheady. I don't know how to explain it. It's like,
no, I get it.
You know what I mean? The action. I feel like the action in this movie sans the classic tropes of the bad guys using their fists when they should have just used the guns. And when you see dude fucking him up, go for the gun. I feel like the action is good. The special
action,
effects, yes. The special effects, I feel like, except that whole mashup thing that happened that we're gonna get into. That we
all right. Without spoiling it, there is one thing I have to ask that special effects threw me off. Is you ever wonder where the thing he rides goes? Because like you get in it, you're time traveling.
No.
But then it doesn't come with you. But then when you come back, you're in it. So where does
yeah.
it go?
No, I already thought about that. That's the medium. It stays still in time. It don't move nowhere. That's why they have the wall. Because if it ain't still, you would crush into that wall. So what happens is it's out of time.
I feel like you're fucking with us. I feel like you're fucking with us.
I am definitely with us because it makes no damn sense.
I was like, dog. I'm like, I watched that shit.
No, like it went with y'all. Why did it stop?
Yeah, because when they show how the process works, I was like, oh yeah, where did that car go? And then I was like, okay, maybe it's like a one shot, like when they go into space and the rocket like comes off.
Jettisons.
But then when he came back in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me super confused.
And it's facing the other way. You're right.
But the funny thing, what it made me realize for true time traveling, this can only be done outside of time.
You're an asshole. Because I keep on getting tricked into thinking that you're going with some kind of linear logic. I'm like, okay, he's fucking around.
No, listen. The reason why, I actually thought about this while watching the movie. I did have a couple drinks, but the reason why I say that is because every time he kept going and coming back, what if somebody messed up and there was no more time traveling? What if he changed something in the past? Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. And the last category I'm going to cover is tropes. Do y'all feel like they did overboard with the tropes or everything was fitting? I'll go first to lead by example. I feel like the tropes, they never did it. They never went overboard. There were some stupid bad guys. There were some bad guys that were just looking weird, not menacing. Like the toughest ones was the weirdest looking ones. But I feel like the bad guy, the main villain, the senator, I feel like he did a damn good job. The dialogue was so fucking good. You know what I mean?
Okay. And yes and no.
Huh?
No, keep going.
Okay.
But I would say yes or no.
One more trope, gratuitous nudity. I enjoyed it thoroughly in this movie because they didn't just plop it in there. It was his fucking wife and there was a sex scene. It made perfect sense.
Okay.
I just wanted to cover all those things.
Okay. Ricky?
No, you go because you in the middle. I'm saying no and no.
No, but on my screen.
So you go first. I'll go last because it was the whole movie was one big trope to me.
Okay. All right. Without going into details, I like the bad guy. His reasoning, retarded.
Yeah.
With everyone else, here's what I've come to realize. They have this image of what a bad guy should look like. And I feel like he's come to implement that in the movie. Like you could be a bad guy, not the head dude. But like
okay, so just one of the motherfucking one of the henchmen.
Yes. Like you dressed up proper looking official and stuff. But why is everybody else gotta look gangster? You can't have regular security.
They look gay gangsters.
Dude, yes. I had to look up if one of them was one of the nasty boys from the like WWF or like WCW. I was like, is that one of the nasty boys?
Yeah, he had like prehistoric jewelry.
He had like a mohawk, but like both sides of his head was bald. I didn't even like he committed it so hard.
I will say this: he ventured away from like the big dude that you gotta fight. Like usually he has like this one big dude that you like, oh snap, okay, I'm a small guy, but I'm fast. Oh, you hit me a few times, but then I get you. He ventured away from that. So I like
a little bit because the one guy who looked like he was in one of them BDSM clubs, when he was kind of a tank, but he was like a floppy tank. He was like he was like the dude that would break up a fight at a gay club and then have sex with both combatants.
Like you got me all popping.
I don't know. I feel like he works out maybe 2 days out of the week. And other days he's just busy drinking. Yeah. And he's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, so you mean Mountain of Muscle Men?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like he always got to show off. It ain't about the muscles. It's about the skill.
But if those muscles are from Brussels.
Oh.
Thank you. All right. So, guys, you've gotten the take from me, my man Ricky, and Ricardo. Me and Rick are pro the movie as long as you know what you're getting into. Ricky says...
we're all three of us are pro the movie if you know what you're getting yourself into.
Okay.
And then we have this separate discussion of whether this is a good movie in general. And that's where I separate, as in I've seen so many more better movies than this. Like
I feel like that's a by default. Like there's no way I could give this anywhere. I couldn't give this movie a 7 if I'm going to rank Batman Begins a 7.5. So I wouldn't feel like saying you know what I mean? Because to me, Batman Begins gets a 7.5 because it's a good intro into the 10, the fucking 10, absolute 10 that The Dark Knight is. You know
I agree with that. Here's the thing, my mindset, I think I can't get out of that realm.
I hear you.
No matter what, when I look at it, I'm gonna always compare it to its time frame. Like it's definitely, if I was to compare it to now, I'd be putting it probably at like a 4, 5-ish.
Okay, no.
Wait, no, not even the time period.
Me and Ricky aren't saying you're wrong for a time period. We're saying
T2
there's different qualities
is
of movies.
1992. That's only a 2-year difference. We're not talking about time frame.
Yeah, because there's excellent movies in the 90s.
Yeah, no, I agree.
How do you feel like, all right, like that's like, I couldn't, this Time Cop, I enjoyed it, but it ain't fucking with something like Demolition Man. It's just not.
Ooh, you're right. Okay.
Demolition. Like,
I'm going to say Demolition Man, but that's a 10 though to me.
Yeah, I'm saying that's great. But listen, I like this movie because it's a Van Damme movie, and I think right now we're 3 dudes who love or like Van Damme movies. Because we sitting here doing this, and I still want to see more. Like, even after watching this movie, I'm like, man, that was a nice try, Van Damme. I want to see more.
You know the question we're trying to answer, Ricky. You know the question we're trying to answer. You know what? I honestly feel like this might just very well be the top. As far as
man, I still think Universal Soldier might be the best one. Like, just thinking about
it. No, he might have you there. Yeah,
he might.
Universal Soldier.
He might. But Universal Soldier was earlier than this.
Right now, if we're gonna start this and lay the groundwork, if we're talking about like the movies that the three of us have seen combined, it would be Time Cop. I think you guys would put Cyborg over Bloodsport.
Oh yeah.
Bloodsport. I'm guessing. I'm not sure which one you do.
No. I'm not putting Cyborg over shit.
No.
So it would be Time Cop, Bloodsport, Cyborg right now.
Yes, for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay. No. Actually, it's kind of difficult because when it comes to like just the straight fighting, it's always going to be on top because that's what I see Van Damme doing.
Oh wait, so you're Rick saying Bloodsport?
Yep.
Okay.
Because
I'm surprised.
Here's the thing.
I love Bloodsport, but
no, it's my expectation of the movie. Like Bloodsport or kickboxing, those are what I see Van Damme doing, and when he does it the way I would see it being done. When it comes to Time Cop, it's a good movie.
I know what you're saying. You're saying that when it comes to fighting, you get what you want and what you expect from Van Damme.
Yes.
But in this movie, you don't get and expect what you want from a good movie.
No.
When's the last time you seen Bloodsport, Rick? Because the fighting,
it's been a hot minute, but my memory of it, it's
not fair.
In fact, at some point we gotta do Bloodsport.
No, we did Bloodsport already.
Oh,
I told you that.
Oh yeah, you did. I actually watched it, but in my mind, because a lot of it we all talking about Van Damme.
Before we rank the 5 though, the 3 of us will have to see all 5 of these movies.
I agree.
I will pay for you to rent Bloodsport, please, man.
I would love to watch Bloodsport. I love Bloodsport.
So before we finish these 5 and we go into the ranked episode, all 3 of us will have to see all 5 movies. So I'll watch Cyborg like at another time, so I'm caught up with all 5.
I like it.
Watch it next.
I'm gonna have to. Next is Universal Soldier.
No, Universal Soldier would probably take the last.
Honestly, I feel like this, Ricky. Since you and Rick both feel like Universal Soldier tops Time Cop, for my own heart, let's watch if you don't mind, Double Impact next, and then Universal Soldier last.
And that came up too, and I was like, ooh, I'm with it. Double Impact.
I feel like Double Impact. I feel like Cyborg is the bottom. If anything is as bad as that, I would be heartbroken.
Yes. Cyborg is definitely the bottom.
What the bottom is.
We can only go up from there.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
So now,
but overall though, I like I said, as a Van Damme fan, I like this movie. I just am a little sad now realizing that the ceiling is so low for his movies. Like, as an older guy who, like, as a kid, I love Van Damme movies because, like, I just love pure action movies. But as an adult who watches a wide array of movies and who now has a critical eye, I'm like, damn, this is as good as it possibly gets.
Honestly, bro, I'm on the same page. I feel like, oh, okay. And I'm like, hey, man, like, Van Damme did what he was supposed to do for our childhood. It can't be going for me. So I'm like, you know what? Time Cop, I'm glad I revisited that because I've seen Cyborg. I want to watch that shit again.
I was actually looking forward to watching this just so I can forget Cyborg.
Yes.
Like a palette cleanser and shit.
Yes. Like, woo.
Yeah.
All right, spoilers. We breaking down.
We are now into spoiler zone.
I cannot wait for spoilers.
All right. So do y'all want to nitpick as a group? Like we start on one thing, or do you want to be like, this is when I think sucked?
No. Let's start with like let's say first part of the movie, second part of the movie, whatever part of the movie, and we'll talk about like up to a certain point. So let's talk about the movie up until he meets his ex-partner and goes back in time for the first time. So everything up to that point.
Okay. So like the first 5-10 minutes.
No. Because remember, like a lot happens before that. Because remember, he like goes to the mall. Then like the thing at the house happens.
Oh yeah, good dialogue. Good dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
go ahead. You started, Rick. Go ahead.
Thank you. First, I will say that the movie does a good job of starting. Like the relationship between Van Damme and his wife is the most believable thing in this movie, hands down. Everything else just seems like it is a plot device waiting for me to figure it out. Like the bad guy you mentioned, Rick, he's a bad guy the second he appears on the screen. And like you already know he has an agenda. When a dude goes up to the meeting, he's like, well, time travel, evil face.
but wait, they already let you. Okay, yeah, okay.
I may cut you off. I just think.
No, you're right. Yeah. Oh no. What I was gonna say is though, but by default, they kind of let you know. Well, like point blank.
Like, do they let you know, or is it so obvious?
They let you know point blank. The dude says his name, and then he comes up.
It wasn't like he was like time travel. I'm gonna thwart that later. It was never that. It was like time travel, like evil look. And it's like, come on, man. Like we already know. Even if I didn't remember this movie, if I saw it for the first time, I know you, sir, are the bad guy.
Yes, I wasn't bothered by that. I guess to me that's like seeing Clifton Powell in a movie. You know, it's a 92% chance he's not gonna be Pinky.
I guess it was just one of those movies where like that was like part of the obviousnness. Like everything was like right in front of your face, super obvious. The only thing that caught me off guard, I know this is like going too far, but like the only thing that caught me off guard, I won't say too much, was the I forgot what her title was, but the chick cop doing what she did. That was the only part of the movie that caught me off guard because I forgot that.
What? I feel like you feel about the bad guy. That's how I felt about her. I was like, she was internal affairs, Ricky.
Yes.
I looked the shit that was happening, right? I was like,
Too far. You're going too far ahead. Too far ahead.
Okay, too far ahead. So the romance with the wife, I'm so glad she got topless because again, Ferris Bueller, legend, I'm with her. Then here the crazy part in the house happens. Wait. They're at the house, sex happens, then he's about to leave. She has to tell him something, which we all can see coming from a mile away, what she got to say. But then the crazy thing happened with the bad guy and his people. And here's the thing. When the house blew up, I wasn't certain she was still in the house. Like, my mom made me think that the bad guy and her teleported out of there. Because he obviously has the means of time travel, so I thought he left with her.
No, I just felt like it was just bad movie making.
No, you're right.
I'm with both of you on that. I'm with you, Ricky. I was thinking, hey, did he do the thing where he or it's something else? Either way, we as the audience shouldn't have to wonder right now, especially because I'll say later on.
But here's the thing, like I went in there already, there's a lot of stuff I don't remember about the movie. I just remember how I felt about the movie. But when that happened, I remember his whole push was the fact that he didn't have his wife. So when it happened, I already knew she was gone. So when I saw that, I'm like, where the fuck she at? Oh yeah, well, you know she dies. Then I just realized
I thought he was going to meet her.
Bad job of doing it.
I thought he was going to meet her again in another time frame. Because my thing is, I thought, like, Ricky right now is making a whole different movie plot. I was like, oh, the bad guy put her in a different time frame. He going to meet her later on. The baby going to be born. He going to be like, Van Damme surprise. You know? But none of that happened. I was like, oh, okay. She just died, I guess.
Yeah.
Again, I never, like, that's the one explicit part they should have told me as opposed to, like, leave me wondering.
Here's the surprising thing. Like, I'm very bad at remembering what the movie, like, the details. But I remember it was very linear. Like,
no.
Died.
Yeah.
So I remember she died, and that was his whole push. And at some point, he's like, I can save her. And he ends up in the same time. And that's all I remember. And then that's what happened. So when she died, I'm like, that was supposed to happen.
You know what's funny? Did it because he seemed like he was already agreeing to be a time cop before she died.
He was.
He didn't need the push. He already agreed to be a time
cop.
No,
he was already in. But I think he would have been a different time cop if she didn't die.
See, I think he would have. He probably would have.
Tell when you fucking do that voice.
No,
like, I don't know how to take him.
I think he wouldn't have been a time cop when she told him she was pregnant. So like her dying was like the means to let him become.
That trope pissed me off because it was like, I'm tired of this whole, hey, this would change how you behave. So I'm going to say I have something to tell you. Bitch, if you think that will stop him from going, how about you saying, hey, I'm pregnant? I get it. For the sake of the movie, it's the build up and the only if. Don't do it. If I had a top wife and she was about to leave, and I'm like, baby, I hit the lottery. I'm not gonna be like, I got something to tell you, Tarnisha, and then Tarnisha go out and get, you know what I mean? Then I come get killed. Just fucking tell her. That trope can go out the window. I'm so tired of that.
But here's my thing though. The reason why I say like it would have been a different thing, like if he would have known, he would have I kind of, and I might be thinking like too deep into it, which I don't think we can talk about till later though. Just remind me though, because I'm definitely gonna forget.
Any deep thinking you do is more than they thought about the plot of this movie. So
or did they? You're an ass. Did they? It was just very badly presented. But you gotta ask yourself, in the beginning, when dude was in the other house looking, that's because all this already played. He went back to stop him because he knew what he was gonna do.
No,
I gotta disagree with you.
What?
Are you talking about from the point where Ricky talked about?
No, I'm talking in the first sessions, like when he got shot and everything. They showed dude in another house. Like they didn't show us clearly the president, but there was some other person in another house, which was the president.
Wait, are you talking about Van Damme's house?
No, not in Van Damme's house.
That's what we're talking about.
No. In the beginning, they showed dude in another house watching Van Damme, like all the explosion and everything. That's the president, because I think at some point all this already came to play. That was the president's attempt. Because why would the president would those people?
Does he actually become the president, or does he think he's going to win?
No. It's the whole thing, which we're not going to say the reasoning why this all is going down yet, because it's like probably second part, I think.
We're talking about spoilers.
Yeah,
I get that, but we're talking about part 1, part 2, part 3, right?
We can move to the second part right now.
Okay, bam. All right. So we all know the stupid plot is the president is doing all this because he wants money, which I felt like the senator wants to become president. To become president, he needs enough money to become the president, to have enough power and all that. I feel like that was a little. There's plenty of presidents. They just had good business plans and they became president.
You feel like if you just get enough funding from other people, you don't need to do all this.
Yes.
You don't have to be a fucking maniac to be the president.
Yes.
And I feel like he became this super piece of shit on his quest to become a candidate with enough funding to eventually be the president. And when he was in the beginning, I got to get back to the beginning, y'all. What you cover at the time.
The very beginning is in like the revolutionary time period, right? Where like they're riding
that
horses.
Was stupid.
They have the
that was extreme.
Oh no, I'm not even. No. That wasn't extreme, right? You know why they showed that? Because when the guy went into the office with the senators, what he
you're right.
Hey, people are already doing this. We need to make time cop a thing because once technology starts, we can't take it back.
No, but here's the thing.
We have to police it.
No, here's the thing though, because I feel like how would that person have access to it?
Rick, I'm with you. I don't understand how he's telling people about time travel for the first time, yet people have already started going back in time.
No. Y'all skipping. It's not time travel for the first. He's telling, all right, basically he's saying this. The scientists had it figured out. He was studying for 20 years. Remember the dude was mocking him? Ha.
Yeah.
Beam me up, Scotty. So he's saying, oh, funny. Well, he's already done it. So he's putting they're new to it. But since this scientist, this is me filling in the gaps, I'm not gonna lie. Since the scientist already figured it out and he had done it, I think he was saying, hey, people are now going to exploit this.
But how did
we have to come up to, you know,
Wait, couldn't the senator, if he was already using time travel for his nefarious purposes, stop that time force forever being created?
Yes.
He could have, but he probably didn't.
But there was proof of that. He didn't want to strong arm it. He was just subtly trying to plant the seeds. So, hey, since I'm already doing this, and y'all don't know I'm doing this with nefarious, you know what I mean, like intent, let's just shut it down. It's too dangerous.
See, this is why all this has to happen outside of time.
What the hell are you talking about? Outside of time, I can't grasp that concept. And I know you're poking fun at the movie, but the movie relied on this. I will say this, and I'm not. The movie relied on paradoxes be damned. We know there's no way we can cover this any better or anywhere near as good as Terminator. You already heard about time travel. We're going to use that as a very shallow concept to make it a vehicle for Van Damme with more acting. That's what I felt like this movie was. Because remember when the dude was like, he was like, yeah, shit could change, blah, blah. You know that shit. And even the dude who introduced it to the senator said, the description for it is in front of y'all, but y'all won't understand it any better than I do. That was basically their way of saying, we don't got this shit figured out because it ain't real, and we ain't gonna try to, because we're not that smart to fool you motherfuckers. Let's just say there was a smart guy who isn't present on the scene to make it make sense. That's why, and I'm gonna jump into the final spoiler, not the final spoiler, but I'm gonna skip past the end to say what I'm saying now. That whole occupying space at the same time, that still didn't justify why if you touch your past self, you'll do this mashup meltdown. That's
the meltdown, no, but I can understand the matter.
Because to me, with that logic, no, you know what I mean? All that means is when I go back in time, I should be younger Chris. Not I'll run into younger Chris.
That's the thing is nobody. All right, this is why. All right, going back.
Back where? I need a time shift so I know how
to Cali. You got it.
He knew where my head was. In Cali, which Cali is outside of town. We all know that. In order for anybody to be able to do the whole time traveling thing, you can't do it within that linear, like that time, like because here's the thing, any change in time would stop the creation of that time machine.
No.
So
it's not guaranteed.
It seems like it's not guaranteed. In time doesn't affect the future except for when it involves Van Damme. Because people are doing all kinds of things that aren't disrupting anything else except for the everyday life of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I will say this, not to cut you off, Rick. I only want to say this. There was a scene in which the TEC boss is giving people orders. Hey, you go here. They fucking up the stock market. You go here. Head them off. But then, right, to basically build off what you're saying, Rick and Ricky, the continuity, what pissed me off is they know that people are changing time all the fucking time, right? But we don't see it change because they have a scene where the guy is saying, hey, they fucking this up. You go there, stop it, blah, blah. When Van Damme came back, it pissed me off that even though his boss knows where they work, he was like, I don't get why you don't understand what's going on. Shouldn't he have been like,
that's my point.
You're lost.
That's my point.
Something. Feel me?
But that's my point. This would only make sense if you're outside of time. Because you can't be having somebody come back from time and you talking about, what do you mean? We were best of friends and you confused?
I literally don't understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't understand the outside of time concept.
To put it frank, like, okay, just to go into the whole DC universe.
Oh, God.
Yeah. C-Dub, originally with the Legends, like the whole space.
Legends
like
of Tomorrow, Chris.
Yes, just so you know. Legends of Tomorrow, they time travel. What?
I don't know what that is. I'm not trying to be funny.
A bunch of superheroes, like a time traveler from the future, grabs a bunch of superheroes from the past, and they go on time traveling adventures to stop like anybody who's messing with the timeline.
Is this a cartoon?
No, this is a show.
Live action movie or show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes. So their original base area was outside of time, meaning like they had themselves surrounded in a sense where time didn't
I finally get what you're
affect
saying.
them.
I finally understand what you're saying, Rick. Like,
Yes,
like
outside of time.
Like that time force would have to exist outside of time in order to police time, or else they would be changed by time.
Exactly.
That makes sense with words, but I can't fathom a place outside
of time. Meaning like outside of time, because with everything, there's strings of time. You would have to live in a place where you originally know how things are supposed to be. And you have a bubble around you that no matter what changes in the past, you still know how it's supposed to originally be.
Okay.
I get
because
that.
every time you go back and pass, it creates a different timeline. You have to be able to see all the different timelines so that you can actually police it. Because certain times
when Van Damme goes back, the lieutenant or his captain doesn't remember anything, and the company changed and everything else has changed. Almost like the Senator could have done something in order to stop Van Damme in the past by messing with a different timeline. So like that would just like neuter the time force right there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So, but that's thinking way because you already know back in the day they ain't thinking about the future because they vehicles and all they shit.
Guys, the date, they don't pay attention to the date this is happening in.
No, I get that. Well, a lot of it focus.
The future is 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That blew my mind because I was like, you guys are completely wrong.
It was 20
to be fair though, a lot of 1980s movies did the same shit. Yo, remember when the year 2000 meant like, oh, in 20 years we're gonna have floating cars. You guys are fucking idiots. So we gotta cut them some slack. You know what I mean?
I was like mad, but I was like, wow, like, that's the future.
Your vehicles look ugly as hell.
They were. I'm glad you brought that up, Rick.
That like broke down DeLorean thing, not happening.
It was shit. It was only this movie was only 4 years after Total Recall, and Total Recall's cars look much better.
Yes. Yeah. First of all, who don't want to look at the scenery when you're driving? Everything was closed off.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like a self-driving box.
Yes.
A very
with
ugly
things
box.
In the front, like cameras and stuff that didn't show in the inside screen.
Why he couldn't drive himself?
Right. If you get in an accident, what you gonna do? If somebody try to run you off the road, what you gonna do?
You know what I feel like? I just realized this. I feel like they must have ran out of money. And I'm being real. The special effects, even though we can tell they're dated, they had to run out of money somewhere, and it was like, yo, this don't look like the future. It's only 10 years from now. They was like, but you know what? What technology keep going up and up and up? Cars. It was like, yeah, but wouldn't they change like the houses and it was like,
can't give them that. Can't give them that.
That shit gonna be too much.
Back to the future.
Futuristic.
Back to the future.
And it was like, these look ugly as hell. And it was like, so what? They came
Back to the future. It is so much better.
If I had to guess, Back to the Future has a bigger budget than Time Cop. If I had to guess.
Look, all they literally have to do, like, why do you feel like in the future, in 10 years, you don't need windows and everything's like concealed off? Like, I don't know. It's 10 years. I don't know. 10 years.
That's because, them scientists was on to something. They was like, we figured out time travel.
I still want to know
time travel. They don't need windows.
That's like
we don't need windows.
That's like putting on glasses that got no glass.
We don't need glasses.
No.
They need glass.
What the fuck you
those things?
You should have a metal screen in your glasses. They got like 15 lenses.
We all look like Kanye with the little lines in them.
What's up, buddy?
But all right, so we're moving to the next part where there's this big jump in time from 1994 to 2004, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he hasn't had his wife in 10 years, and he's become a seasoned veteran time cop in that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
The first thing that we see from him as a veteran time cop is going back to the past to stop his ex-partner from benefiting off Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first taste we see of this time. So, the partner's like in his office, reading USA Today, being the laziest stockbroker I've ever seen.
But that's where I'm gonna say, I think dude going back in the past to get the blooms, I think I think that was part of dudes.
No, yeah, that's part of the senator.
And that's where
Wall
Chris
Street is
disagrees.
part of the senator. That's why when Dude, what is the main character's name? So I'm just gonna call him Van Damme. I forgot.
Walker.
Okay. I was like, Van Damme. Walker goes back in time, and the guy doesn't want to tell him what his plot is because he's fearful of the repercussions in the present.
You want a banana?
Mm-hmm. I feel like he could have just got a scratch off or a lottery ticket that would have been a lot less.
Lottery ticket would have been a lot easier.
No, play the lottery.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, that's it. It would have been a lot less obvious. They would be like, oh snap, this dude won the lottery. You know what? Hey, props to him. I don't think it takes too much to be a president. I don't know.
I will say this. He like lucrative. I mean, fucking lucrative, Rick. So you're right. Like when he went to go take over that company, and he said, "This will net us billions." You do not need billions.
You don't.
Presidential campaign
To be the president.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I think it should have been higher. I mean, it would have been crazy, but ruler of the world. You
know what? In your defense, I see what you're saying, and I'm with him because I feel like you're right. If you're gonna be meddling with time, your like freaking goal can't be like, oh, I want to win office.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I really want to be governor of San Diego. Traveling.
Yes. Like, if you're gonna go mess with time, it's gotta be freaking Skeletor high. Like, it's gotta be
like end game goals, you know?
Yes. You gotta be ruling the world. You're not gonna rule the world as the president of the U.S. You're only gonna rule possibly the U.S. And you can get impeached.
Yeah, wait. Technically, you can have 8 though, Ricky.
Okay, true. That's if he wins though. If he wins again, you know.
But he can always go back in time. You know what I'm saying? To exploit that. My thing is this. I hear where y'all going, but I gotta be the odd man out. I feel like they already knew this movie's a reach. So we had to ground something in reality. Mm-hmm. And that guy did a great job. I know.
No, you're right. I understand.
It's like we can't make him a megalomaniac. We just have to make him, for whatever reason, a concentrated dickhead, because he was even a dickhead to himself. Nitpicking time, if y'all don't mind me bringing this up.
Please, go ahead.
One of my nitpicks was when Van Damme went to explain things to his wife, like, hey, I am you in 10 years. She was like, who are you? He has the same taste. He has the same face. Mm-hmm. He just has a different haircut. You shouldn't.
Yes. That's how she knew it wasn't him, because 1994 Van Damme would never rock a mullet, you know?
Yeah. But why was she so shook? You know what I mean? Like, if you came to me if you came to me tomorrow, Ricky, and had an afro, I'm like, oh, nigga, what you do? That's crazy. That's it. I ain't gonna like, be gone, stranger.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, just act normal. Why would you tell her that? Why won't you be like, hey, when he's like, I'm going to go to work, just be like, sit your ass down, I got a baby. Nitpicking more. He went into the house. I guess he kept the kid. He went to the house thinking, I'm going to protect them and keep him ignorant.
I see where you're going.
Right? Cool. Whatever. He won't hear those gunshots and ass whooping going on. Why don't you tell her to inform him, and it could be 2 Van Dammes beating up these bad guys.
Because that'd be double impact, and we're not watching that movie.
What? That was fucking good. They weren't thinking that far ahead. They weren't. More. When the bad guys, when Van Damme reveals he has his younger self in the house, he's like, we all gonna die. And he's like, man. Wait, I'm sorry, before that. He says, you beat up my henchman. I have a bomb in the closet. We all gonna die. But guess what, asshole? My younger self will still become president. Thing is, even if your younger self still becomes president, you're going to die. You won't exist all over again.
He's not worried about that.
But it's dumb. It's dumb. But he's selfish.
Not necessarily because he knows what he's doing, because every time he goes back to change his past self, he knows he's changing his future self.
He's changing his future self, Rick. But what I'm saying is, if he dies in that moment, it's not like he'll be reborn just because his younger self
I get that.
Still go on. Feel me?
I get that, but the thing is, as a villain, you're thinking too logically.
No, I'm not. He was a very logical thinker.
But as his villain, as himself, he's thinking his self overall is going to take over. Whether it's not the mindset that he has right now, as long as it's him.
He won't be there to witness it, though.
He doesn't care what version of himself. As long as it's himself ruling, that's all he's happy with.
Yeah, but why go through all that if you can't like reap the rewards?
Benefits of it.
Okay. You guys question because you're logical.
No, bro. I feel like this. If he only cared about his name being attached on something and not him being there because he was selfish, all of his actions throughout the movie are completely out of sync with that kind of character.
Not necessarily. Okay, think of it like this. If you have a child and you know you're going to die, now think about it. If you have a child, you know you're going to die, but you know by telling this child you're going to die no matter what. You're going to be a different person or whatever, but it will benefit that child. You're going to do it. You don't matter about yourself. With himself, he sees his younger self as the child. He doesn't care.
I disagree. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No.
I can't buy that because this character doesn't come off as a selfless person. He's selfish.
No, I get that. He's selfish to the point where he doesn't matter which version of himself. You're thinking like, okay, that's your child, but no, don't think of it to that degree. He's seeing himself as the younger version of himself. That's his child. That's, him junior. When it comes down to it, as long as that person survives and becomes the be-all, he doesn't care what happens to himself because he will be that person in the future.
But he's not like,
wait. In that case, why not just set up a trust, make all that money, put it in a trust, and then later on
that goes back to the lottery tickets and stuff. Come on,
yeah, if that's all he cared about, why not just set it up where he didn't have to do all this stuff?
If he wants to rule the U.S.
Yeah, but see, I'm with Chris. If he didn't care about that stuff, like if he wasn't a selfish man, he wouldn't have personally went to all these different time frames and fucked people over.
He did.
Just for the sake of being.
But that would be a boring movie.
No, I feel like I just feel like this is a plot hole situation. I don't feel like they put so much thought into him where he gave a fuck about his name being attached to him. I feel like that part just didn't make sense.
But here's where it would have made sense. If whenever it happened, the future self would automatically, and I can't remember what movie does this, but you build all those memories. What is it?
I said a better movie.
Oh, no. There's a movie where when you change the past, butterfly effect.
See?
Yes. When you change the past all those memories that you didn't live through, you gain those memories.
Yeah, but like, all right.
That's another movie.
Butterfly effect.
Wait. Let's say right, Ricardo. This movie wasn't good enough to explain all those things. Like it was a plot hole because like things happened in the movie that were like didn't make any sense, and the movie didn't bother explaining it.
Yes, Butterfly Effect did those things that you're talking about. This movie didn't.
But you're talking about a good.
I feel like this. Just like we say it's good. Considering, I'm not going to let it slide. Considering,
I get that.
My last nitpick.
You had a big range of time for people to look back like that was stupid. Let's better that.
Dog, there were quality movies in the same decade.
Yes,
but they didn't do the same thing.
That's what I mean.
They
Regardless of when, this movie still could. If it was that deep, they should have made it known. They just fucking didn't think about that. That's all I'm saying. And in the future, at the very end, he sees his fucking son, his 10-year-old son. He's like, "Oh, I'm surprised." And he walks up to his wife, who know about the fucking
that got me.
That got about that.
She was like, "You all right, nigga?" And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Bitch, you knew I went back in time."
That is the one moment I wish like I blanked out, like in a sense where I thought maybe for some version of myself, I probably should go back in time and change that and make myself realize that shit didn't really happen. But in my mind, I was like, this is the point where she gonna realize, this is the guy that went back in the past.
I didn't even think about that until right now.
Oh, word! That is the
the moment he saw his son and his wife came up, I thought she was in his response, I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh, thank you for what you did." Because
I thought she was gonna be like this, Rick. No lie, I thought she was gonna make it like a little clever nod. Hey, welcome back. Something like that.
Right? Something like that.
I
She was
enjoyed the whole movie
oblivious.
up until that point. I was like, you mean to tell me Future Walker visited you in the mall, stole some affection because stole some affection from you, and magically you like, no, come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
I didn't even think about that. That's such a huge problem.
You know what I mean?
That is
You
a
can do the math.
major thing.
It's 10 years from the day where you came in the mall.
But here's my thing.
Another creepy part, by the way, guys, is super creepy when he walks by the cop chick and he's like, give dude a second chance. Then she wonder, how does this mofo know who's the name of the dude I gave my virginity to? Like,
yes, but she kind of seemed like she understood.
I'm gonna go with you. Yes, you know what? It seemed like she was like, oh, I work at a place where people time travel. That pervert talked to a 16-year-old me and realized I had whack D my first time. It's a hallmark moment. She should have been like, what the fuck did you do?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
certain things.
at least I'm alive, which doesn't make sense because when he went back in time, they showed somebody put a needle. They showed the needle in her thing. She should have been dead. That made no sense.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, she should have never came back.
Yep.
But to give a positive spin on it, I did like the way the second time he came back. The second time, the lieutenant or whatever the heck his title is.
I'd say captain.
Captain, whatever he is. He actually helped him because he was saying certain things that actually made him realize, hey, at some point we was tight. And that kind of made him realize, okay, this timeline, you know, is different. Like you went back and changed something.
I got to gripe about that, guys. It doesn't make any sense because I think they knew each other in 1994. So I don't understand how going back to 1994 and doing things differently made them forget that they ever knew each other.
I don't know, that's 10 years. A lot of it. He could have started 5 years later.
You're not listening,
they never go further back than 1994.
No, I hear you.
They never go further back in 1994. That's always a date they go back and fuck with shit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But they knew each other already because those two were not already working the same.
Well, yeah, because I will full time because that if he's still because it made it seem like every time he came back, he was still in the same position. Nobody came back like, you work here?
Like I just understand what they were doing, but to me it's like their relationship seems to go further past than the time you're messing with. So let's say him and the chick who's a cop. I understand why their relationship was different, but they just met. But these people had known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say this kind of takes it back to the whole like when before you were saying like hold on like it's only possible outside of the realm of time.
Don't do that. Don't make this movie make more sense than it did, because we can't do that, dog.
Here's why. Because at some point, Chris was saying, hold up. Damn, I lost my frame of thought.
Don't try to explain it.
No, I lost it. I had a good sense because it was something that we talked about before, and it kind of got lost there.
You know why you're having so much trouble? Because you're trying to give this movie more credit than it deserves.
No, I'm having more trouble because I had this thing, and then this thing.
This time travel is too much of a big concept to give him an average movie. Like the concept was too big for Van Damme. That's my one gripe about the movie. Like, time travel was fun, but like this wasn't a fun action caper or fun time thing. It was like trying too hard to be serious when it was just too undercooked. And time traveling is like, if you don't explain time traveling right or give it good rules, then we have too much of what the fuck are you talking about?
Yes. No, I get that. Yeah.
So like, that's my one gripe. Like, it's a decent action movie, just the concept is too big.
So, all right. So, does it hold to where you felt like Van Damme can't do sci-fi?
No, I think he could. It's got to be a lot more kicking and punching.
He can do simple, fun sci-fi.
Yeah, too much things. But do we blame Van Damme or do we blame the people that came up with the concept?
I feel like you can blame all parties, but you can't blame them for getting a check. That's all.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Van Damme came in there and he's like, "Hey, you gave me a role. I'm gonna do." First of all,
I feel like this is top tier Van Damme acting. No lie.
yes, no, I will say yes, because usually he doesn't talk as much. No, it's a lot more. It's a lot more training and
Oh wait, the action. I was so relieved that the action didn't solely rely on him fighting. It was like
I wanted to co-sign on that too. Yes,
you know what I mean? They would cut away. They were like the lightning outside. So you know what I mean? I enjoyed it. I didn't like that we had to see another gratuitous Van Damme ass shot.
2 for 2.
Yeah. He likes showing off his ass.
Yo, when he did that split on the countertop, it was like a scene out of the Tip Drill video. I was like, I don't need to see this, bro. Like, it was like, come on, man, put that away. Bro.
That was almost my background.
I'd be like,
no, I will agree though. I think he does it too much. Just stop. We in it for your action, not your booty.
Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised this movie didn't have the classic Van Damme kick. I didn't see it in this movie, y'all.
It did not. And I think they realized it didn't have the repetitive Van Damme moves and people attacking them and all this. It had a lot more.
It was condensed.
Everything else, like he found different ways to attack people and like the dude freezing and
the one-liner when he said, "Oh, I should have said freeze." I really fucking
yes. I was like, okay, all right, I give you that.
One of my favorite Van Damme responses was when they came in and dude was on the VR about to get the toppy, and his boss said, "If I catch you fucking this machine one more time, I'm gonna go upside your head." And Van Damme said, "Hey, at least it's safe sex." I was like, that was cheesy, but I wholeheartedly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Sure.
Van Damme did his thing with the one-liners and the acting in this movie, yo. You want better Van Damme-isms.
You're right.
I agree with that.
I was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will say,
how do you feel about this? Me and Ricky have decided together collectively that they're the B teams. Van Damme and Seagal are the B teams of the 80s and the 90s. Their movies will never fuck with a Stallone movie or a Schwarzenegger movie, ever.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, I agree with that easy.
Well, a good one, because Cobra, I don't know if y'all seen that, but it was like...
We're thinking like the best of the best. Like each person's...
Did you do that on purpose?
I did not, but it worked.
We're gonna look at a movie called The Best of the Best, Rick.
Best of the best, all right. And Covert.
Cobra.
No.
Cobra. Oh, Cobra.
Covert sounds like a Treat Williams movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, guys, I think we can wrap this up. Not the meeting, if y'all want to, cool. But I feel like the review, as far as the review is concerned,
last thoughts.
All right, your last thoughts. If you want to see some good, solid Van Damme 90s shit, you won't be disappointed. It is his best acting, as far as I'm concerned. If you watch the first 10 to 15 minutes and you're not pissed off or bored or annoyed, then ride the whole movie out. You'll be happy. You're going to see some titties. Don't watch this movie with your mom in the background. It's going to be weird. If you got your kids around, make sure it's a boy and he's at least 8 years old. And I would give it if my homies would give Bloodsport a 6.5, I would be so bold to give this movie, brace yourselves, an 8.
I knew it. That's all coming.
In the same universe that I would give The Dark Knight a 10, I can't give the movie 8. Realize you're watching a fucking Van Damme movie in the 90s, and that's all I'm going to say. Anybody else?
Hey, I think we should do a separate Van Damme scale of how much we enjoy this compared to other Van Damme movies.
I like that idea.
Understand.
Okay.
You're right. Giving this a 8 would confuse people because that means that Batman Begins is a 15, and The Dark Knight is a 310.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay.
The Dark Knight is a fucking million.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
In terms of like Van Damme movies, again, like it would have to be an 8, like you said, for how good it is compared to other Van Damme movies.
Yes.
Which I'm thinking there's not many Van Damme movies better than this movie.
Yeah.
So if you want some primetime Van Damme nostalgia, you won't be disappointed by this movie.
Okay. All right. So with you saying that, to me, that just means there's no 10 Van Damme movies.
No, there's a 10 in like how much you enjoy. Like, let's say you like love. Like, let's say Universal Soldier ends up being a really good movie. It's gonna be a 10 for a Van Damme movie.
All right. So comparing to your score, saying that what Van Damme movie would be a 10?
We have to watch them. We have
to watch them. Yeah.
Okay. So to me, I still stick by my 7.5.
Okay.
Not just as a Van Damme movie. Eli going in, but not just as a Van Damme movie, but just as my mindset for movies at that time. Okay. There's a lot of great movies then, but it's just the feeling that I got during that time. I was big on Van Damme.
How would you stack this up against Total Recall?
But Total Recall still didn't. I saw it as a different movie. It's just
it was still in the
Total
90s.
Recall. It was a lot more story,
yes.
a lot more like, trying to put pieces together and stuff like that. With this, it's like you just.
I'm unfair. That's an unfair question I get then because like you said, we got to put it in the Van Damme category.
Yes.
All right.
So I still do stick by my 7.5 mainly because with Van Damme movies, I always see him as this main character. Like he's training, he's martial arts, this. So this kind of gave his acting a little more points, but
I feel like there were air quotes around the word acting when you said that.
Yeah, it's acting for him. Yeah.
Yes. 7.5.
All right,
I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I would watch it again.
Oh, me too. No time soon, but I would watch it again.
But I would watch it again. At some point in time, I would watch it again. And I would show Eli or any future kids that movie.
They were like, yeah, that movie sucked, but I like titties.
And I smack him in the head and be like, watch it. This whole movie is like. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. When it came down to it, I did enjoy it. The nitpicking is kind of like their mindset at that time. Everybody at that time thought in 10, 15, 20 years, we'd be so much more advanced. So the whole car thing, yeah, you can nitpick at that. And the fact that he needs a car to take him 3 blocks to his house, kind of ridiculous. But they were trying to emphasize the fact that, like, this is the future. So I can take what they're doing.
Okay.
So,
wait. But in 1992, Terminator 2 had a way better vision of the future.
Oh my God! Terminator 2 came out in 1992.
Yeah, so you can't say 1994 had a bad idea of the future. Like that movie is just not great conceptually.
That movie. You know how we do this.
Terminator.
I can't even. I hear you. I hear you, Rick. Ricky, my hands won't go that far apart. Jesus Christ, yo. Terminator 2, that is not fair, yo. That movie is not breathing on the back of Terminator 2 neck.
Look, there's going to be a lot of movies. So much better than this.
I'm just saying, compared to, you said at the time, but in 1992, they had a way better idea of the future. So you can't say it's 1994's fault. It's this movie's fault.
Yeah, I got to agree with that, Rick. I'm not trying to bully you. I agree.
No, I get it. Here's the thing is, like, I put my mindset at the time frame that I was back then.
Oh, okay, I got that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, back then, I was looking to enjoy a movie. Not all the logical thinking behind it and all this and all that. We have the time to think about it because we had so many movies and things between them that made us think, like, this is stupid. You know? But back then, you were just looking to enjoy a movie. You wasn't looking into the mystery behind it. You ain't care why he going back to fight himself and why his self looked at himself and always like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna shoot you because you're me. Like, yeah, he went, himself got shot, laid up on the ground, went back in this little house, and was like, oh, you're me. I'm not gonna shoot you. Let me shoot everybody else around. Like, no, dude, there's a guy that looks like you. You're not gonna question that. You ain't even started the job yet. But anyway, that's my mindset about it. So that's why I give it a 7.5, because I still think overall as a movie, I would still enjoy it.
Okay, I like that.
Cool. I would give it an 8 in the Van Damme realm.
Okay. Van Damme realm, it's a different concept. I would give it a...
Wait. You gave it a 7.5 based on the Van Damme movie, right? Not because you thought it was a 7.5.
No, I gave it a 7.5 based on my mindset.
Oh, you confused me now.
I know. Right now, over as a Van Damme movie,
maybe a 10?
No.
Okay. Well, I know this. Chris in 1994 knew damn well Terminator 2 fucking lead.
No, I get that. But in my mind, Van Damme was just a kicker and a puncher and a fighter. I ain't expect nothing more. So with this movie, this would not be what I expected of Van Damme.
Okay, all right. I get where you're going. I feel like you feel like, hey, your acting is only so strong. You should have punched and kicked more.
Yes.
Okay.
So in a sense, it's kind of like Jet Li. If Jet Li came out and started making this movie, you'd be like, you're doing Time Cop, Jet Li. You should be doing some more martial arts stuff.
Nigga, you saw the one. We both saw
I
it.
know, and that was awesome. But that was him fighting himself.
I feel like the one is a better Highlander. I can't wait to post my Highlander review. And
that's a good one. But Jet Li is a fighter to me, so I want to see more martial arts stuff. I don't want to see all this extraness. No.
You know what? You know what you remind me of? You remind me of when me and you disagreed, had differences in opinion. I disagree because I can't tell you your opinion is wrong. And that's the main point I try to stress across this. So I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to pull no you can disagree until the cows come home. That was excellent. I remember watching Kill Bill and then Kill Bill Volume 2, and I remember you said you wish it had more action. And my mindset was, that's what we got Volume 1 for. You know what I mean? So I hear where you're coming from. I think you feel like, yo, I came here for that.
That's not what I got.
Like, I don't give a shit if I came to McDonald's on Wednesday at 2 o'clock or Thursday at 3 o'clock. I want to fucking
better get my fucking burger,
piece of nuggets and a dollar burger. Whereas I'm like, well, if I come there at 11 o'clock, I know your nuggets suck. You know what I'm saying? So I get where you're coming from.
Just like when they started having tacos and shit.
That was universal thumbs down. Yeah. No one wanted no damn taco from McDonald's.
I'm just saying, why you didn't give it a chance?
We got to start thinking about though is like where it lands on like the pantheon of Van Damme movies. So again, think about the ones you've seen so far and the ones we're gonna see.
The
only good ones was the one that I thought Van Damme should be kicking and punching.
I'm gonna ask this question to both of y'all.
Okay.
Do you feel like, because we only have 2 more movies to watch where we're going to compare, because there's endless Van Damme movies. Our next movies are, if it's agreed upon, I know me and Ricky agree, Universal Soldier and Double Impact. Double Impact, do you feel like any of those movies, I think both of you feel like Universal Soldier is going to top Time Cop. I'm in the mindset where I feel like this is the pinnacle.
I think both movies we're going to see next are going to be better than Time Cop.
Yeah. I hope. Yeah. But I know for me, when I was a kid, Double Impact was what Bloodsport was to Ricky. And that's
hold up. It's supposed to be 5.
Oh yeah, but you also have to watch Bloodsport.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. But then we'll make it 6 because you gotta watch.
I'll go back and watch Cyborg, so that'll be all 5 movies.
Okay.
I'm scared, y'all, because I don't want Double Impact to suck.
At this point, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting.
High hopes.
Yeah. Well, Bloodburn was a Universal Soldier, so.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Fellas.
I fully enjoyed this, y'all. I always appreciate y'all getting down on this with me.
Hey, every time.
And
Do it minus
I like
the funky beer.
I like to I like to apologize with all my heart and soul as long as we've known each other.
Don't.
It
ain't your fault. You ain't make it.
You're right, but damn. We review movies. My friends get on here and review movies with me, and I love them for that. We also review beer. Don't fuck with this if you've never had something called a stout. That is a world of a difference.
And as an adamant drinker of stout, if you have other options, go. But if you stuck with this, you'll make it. You'll make it. You'll be all right. You'll survive.
That was a great setup. That was fucking cold, yo. Damn. Because I was like, okay, he gonna give it the thumbs up. He's like damn.
No, you'll just survive. You'll make it through it. But have something else in the back burner, something you look forward to.
Yeah. If you don't even drink beer and you like, oh, I want to drink a beer one night. Look how much I left in this shit. This shit is up to here.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you just open the top. Like,
dog, this shit cost me for 4 bottles only, not a 6-pack, for 4 bottles. That's why I'm telling you, Rick, if you don't want to argue with Tasha tonight, don't you give her this shit. This shit cost me $25.
Oh, she knows. She listening right now. She like, oh, nah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like $6 a bottle.
Damn, Sam. I got a whole bottle of rum for that.
I got ice cream and my little triple malt lava cake. You all know me. I love the sweets. I ate healthy all day so I can have beer and cake and a burger. But all right, man, I love y'all niggas. I'm glad y'all rock with me. Next movie, what we watching? Universal Soldier or Double Impact?
Wait, you want to do Double Impact first?
Yes.
Save Universal Soldier for last.
Double Impact. All right.
Double Impact, yeah.
And just keep me posted on when y'all can rock, because I know, Ricky, you got the girls next weekend, and you know.
I'll still watch. I'll try to watch it sometime this weekend.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'll definitely let you know.
This has been another episode of Brews with the Crew. I love my dogs for rocking with me like this, and hopefully y'all got something for this. If you want to check out Time Cop, you know the opinion of 3 men. We feel like it's a good movie, as long as you know it is a Van Damme movie.
Yeah. Much love.
Van Damme! All right, guys.
Peace.
Hey.